Hello and welcome, everybody. It's so great to have everyone here for a stream that is long overdue. But we can get started. Let me know if it's like the microphone is doubled, if it's picking up from my desktop audio as well as the mic that I'm using. Yeah, if it's, I think it is doubled, so I need to fix that. Okay. Okay, so I've muted the music for now, which should solve the issue until I can figure out that. I had this. Audio output capture. This iTunes. You can stare at what we're doing today in the meantime. Can you hear it now? It's not echoed now. Alright, perfect. Awesome. And then just let me know if I need to adjust the music sound. Like if it's too loud or if it's too soft. Like I don't know how badly you want to hear the lo-fi beats. Because they're pretty cool. Because, you know, we gotta avoid copyright issues in this day and age. Because I did have it. I had a stream I did for my patrons once. I actually think I made it public on my YouTube channel. It was just me in the end. So I ended up just like having a solo vibe session of drawing, and then I played some of my normal music that I listened to. And unfortunately, it got copyrighted. So I was a bit screwed in that regard. But it's okay. It's fine. We live and we learn. And also I wasn't too stressed because it was a stream that was meant for private patrons anyway, and because no one pitched up, I just was like, you know what, it's okay. It'll just be me. If it isn't on my YouTube channel, then that's even better. People don't need to see the sadness of me just existing. Alright, but for everyone in attendance, thank you so much for joining me today. We are embarking on a very interesting journey. We are going to be drawing a VTuber model because I had a brainwave, we'll call it that, where over the course of probably the whole year, I've been trying to look for fun things to do to like change up my art and make, you know, art like more fun again. And then one of the streamers that I watch relatively regularly, she just debuted her VTuber model, and it was the first time that someone had debuted a model that I thought actually was really cool, and wasn't just like a vomit of design and stickers and large breasts. So because I'm not a fan of that sort of stuff. Like, I'm not saying, you know, if you wanna do that for your model, that's cool, but for me it was like, maybe not. And so then I got inspired by this really cool video gamer, because her model was so simple and so sweet looking, and it made me think, well, you know, maybe I can do this. Like, do I want to do that? And then I looked into how much it costs to commission a VTube model, and I said to myself and my boyfriend that, you know, I'm a professional artist. I can do this totally. This is a great idea. So here we are. We have our design. I've spent the last 3 days trying to get this design sorted. We went through many different iterations, but we have landed on Space Fox. This is Space Fox. She is very cute and very sketchy. She has, where is it? A helmet that you can toggle on and off. I was very proud of this, just so everyone knows. So yeah, so we're gonna actually like start on the line art today and the like actual rendering of her. And then also you guys are gonna come along with me for this, because I'm also going to learn how to use Clip Studio Paint, because I use Photoshop for the most part. I mean, I pretty much use Photoshop for everything. And I recently wanted to just try something new, and learn something new. And also, Clip Studio Paint's really good for like line art oriented styles. So I figured I'd give it a go. I've also been experimenting recently with a new style myself, which has quite a lot of line art in it. So I wanted to see if maybe this was a little bit more efficient in that regard. But we'll see. So far I had a lot of fun. The one thing I can say, which is really nice, is that their symmetry tool is like Procreate, where it applies to the layer as opposed to just the brush or pen tool like in Photoshop. So when you do a symmetry tool, we'll make one now because I need one, because I'm not gonna do too much asymmetry with this. Got a nice message. So we're gonna figure it out together. I know how to center my symmetry tool now. That was a wild experience trying to figure that out. So we centered the symmetry ruler. You can see in the corner here, it's like on the layer. So when you want to draw, this was the other thing that I found like kind of wild, was they have separate like brushes. So like in Photoshop, you just have brushes as like a whole, whereas in Clip Studio Paint, you've got pens, pencils, brushes, which are separate, and then airbrushing, which is like your soft, fluffy brush. So yeah, so I'm definitely learning a lot. But what's super cool though is like once you've done your, like you've got the symmetry tool and you're doing all of that, and then if you don't want to use it anymore because you want to make something asymmetrical, you just go show ruler and you turn it off, and then you can draw normally again, and then you just go click it to turn it on again, which is very cool. I like that a lot. The one thing I haven't tested is if you can use the liquefy tool in symmetry mode, which you can in Procreate. So let's see if it works. Where is it? Here we go. Liquify. Oh, look at that, guys! You can symmetrically liquefy. My world is complete. This is what I needed in my life. Specifically for VTubing. Yay! Welcome, welcome, Richard. Thank you so much. Everyone, you can say hi to my moderator, Richard. Just so everyone knows as well, because there is Twitch and YouTube running, so sometimes I will refer to my Twitch chat and sometimes it'll be YouTube chat. So far it's only been Twitch chat that has got things, and I assume I haven't missed anything on YouTube. YouTube's been a little bit temperamental today. It didn't really want to do the thing, but I'll pop a little heart in there for everyone, and a little hello, just so that I know that it's working. But yeah, so we're gonna make Space Fox. Woo! Look at Space Fox. Very exciting. I actually need to just drop the opacity of Space Fox first. And yeah, let's get into it. So I had a lot of different options for Space Fox. Do I want to do 15? This is the liquefy tool. So I had a lot of different ideas for Space Fox. Because it originally started with a like cyber bear, because I have a really cute teddy bear on my desk, and the teddy bear is really cute, and I love it a lot, and it's a little ghost. It's a ghost teddy, and I was like, oh, maybe I should make a ghost teddy, you know, like a ghost teddy themed character. And then I was like, oh, I can make her like cyberpunk themed and such. And then I realized that maybe not. Like maybe I didn't want to do that, because I kind of was like, I didn't really like the design, and I'm also not a huge fan of cyberpunk per se. Like I find cyberpunk a little bit dark, personally. So I was like, okay, well maybe we're not gonna do that, and we're just gonna do something else. And so then I went on to like a cottagecore kind of themed character, where I was like, okay, well, she can be like cottagecore themed, because I like cottagecore like themed like clothing. I was like, well, maybe that'll work, because that could be kind of cool. And then I was like, okay, but what is the visual spin, so to speak, that you basically do, where it's like when you design a character, you kind of want to take something and then do what we call a spin on it. So for example, you'll take like I think a really cool one I saw by a guy called Keenan Lafferty. I don't know if he still makes YouTube videos, but he was really cool because he basically talked about like character design and stuff from the viewpoint of someone who worked at Riot. And he was the one who talked about this like spin feature, which is essentially where you you would be like, okay, I'm gonna make a boxer, right? Like I want to make a boxer girl. And then the spin on it was that it was a bunny, but like a floppy-eared bunny, like a little flop bunny, which is super cute. I thought that was like really new news. So, you know, that's kind of what you want to do. So that's why we have Space Fox. Dun 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 dun. Space Fox is the inception of my love of the space. I say love of space. It's like it's a love of the stars more than like I would say like a love of space. Like I know people who actually have a proper love of space. And they're like actually into, you know, like the astronomy aspect. Thank you. I did have like a little bit of inspiration from like old school anime where it's like it didn't really make sense how their suits worked, but we didn't really question that too much. And then that's kind of how I landed on her design. I also took a lot of inspiration from Juno. For those who play Overwatch in the chat, I know some people do, because my moderator literally plays Overwatch with me. But I really love Juno. She's really sweet. She's very cute, like she's like quite a cutesy character, and her whole little story is about how she comes from Mars. So she basically, like her parents went to Mars like on a I wanted to say on a business trip, but no, it wasn't a business trip. But they go and they are part of an expedition to Mars. And she is born on Mars, so she's like the first Martian. And she loves it there, and it's really cool. But then suddenly there are these storms that are happening, like on Mars, that are putting her and her family's lives in danger. And so she is then sent back to Earth to help figure out what's going on, because she has, well, not family per se, but she's got like people she knows on Earth, or like her mom knows, and so she's come back to ask for their assistance, which is really cool. And I really thought that was so sweet. And she's all like, she's all about like being like cute and not really understanding what the world of Earth is like. And so I thought it was just really cute. And I loved her suit, because I thought her suit was like really, really sweet in the way it was designed. And like it's like spacey, but it's not that kind of like spacey out there that you normally would see from like a more realistic, I suppose, yeah, like a more realistic design. And I really loved that. Need to increase the stabilization here. I see somehow the design is a little bit skew underneath, so I'm just going to move it over a little bit. There we go. Yeah, but this is gonna be really weird. I've never drawn anime before. But yeah, thank you for listening to me recite the tale of Juno. For anyone who felt deeply moved by that retelling, you can go and watch like a little animated comic strip of her on YouTube. And it's actually voiced by the lady who is Juno's voice actress in the game, which I thought was really cool. Wait, it doesn't rotate separately. Damn it. Nice. Moderator Richard, you have your first comment to delete from Rainy Yoda. A nice little bot on the Twitch channel, or the Twitch side of things. Just to obviously, you know, add to the annoyance. I noticed this in like a few smaller streamers that I watch, where there are these bots now that go around to small channels on Twitch. I don't know if you have it on YouTube. I don't think it's a problem on YouTube. But essentially they go and be like, oh, you can have like cheap free viewers and pay like absolutely nothing. And it'll be totally fine. You know, you're not gonna get a virus on your computer that takes all of your like data and information. Or it'll be something like you end up paying way more money than just trying to grow organically. And then even if you do pay for all of the viewers, they're not real. And so I think if you get caught, there can actually be like quite serious consequences. Can I like shift draw a straight line? Yes, I can. Wait. That's cool. I didn't even know I could do that. So a fun thing for everyone joining along for the VTubing journey is you have to, when you make your VTuber, cut things out. And when I say this, I mean like you basically have to separate out the different elements. So like the eyebrows will be on their own layer, the eyelashes will have their own layer, like top and bottom eyelashes, the pupil has their own layer, the iris has their own layer, any like colors you would put on top of those, like highlights and stuff, all their own layer. the eye white gets its own layer. It's very involved. And so you have, it's a long process. I do, however, think like maybe it's not going to be too bad. Just had a sip of water quick. But we'll have to see. We will see. But I have made Space Fox's eyes so far. Also, maybe as part of this series, because I plan on streaming the whole process pretty much, we can name her, which I think would be really cool. Because she's currently just called Space Fox. The ears will be a layer. So the way the ears work is it's basically going to be, you'll have the, let me just make a new layer so I can just draw. So you'll have the front of the ear, you'll have like the ear fluff, and then the back of the ear will also be its own layer. And then you essentially can like push and pull to make it go all like ooh and pretty and cutesy and all of that. Then the accessories on her ears will have to be on a new layer, on their own layer as well. The same for the accessories on her hair. This whole little moon thing will have to also be on its own layer. I think it can just be its own layer. I don't think it'll have to be like two separate layers for the two colors, but I'll have to see. And then you basically will then have to do, so the way it will work is like you'll have like your front bangs will be on their layer, the mid bangs after that, the back of the head, then the neck is its own layer, the face is its own layer, the blush is its own layer, the face shadow is its own layer, the shadows under the eyebrows are their own layer, the body is its own layer, the booba own layer, arms are their own layer, all of the hair in the back. I actually, what I can do is, for those who follow me on Instagram, I can put out the tutorial that I'll be following for the rigging process. But yes, it can get to many layers. And one of the things that I know happens is there's this other, what is it called? It's like a way that you can do the line art. So instead of like actually drawing the line art like we are doing right now, you instead go and draw like a shape, and then you make everything else, like the face and the other stuff, a smaller shape, so that there's basically just this like giant fill layer that sticks out a little bit behind all of the rendering and the skin details. And then basically when you go to like change it and animate it and like, you know, do the rigging and stuff, it makes it easier so that the line art itself doesn't deform, which I thought was kind of cool. I was like, that's really nice. But then I was thinking about it, but I was like, but now if you did that for every element of this piece, so now instead of it being like, you know, 4 layers for the hair and 3 layers for the ears, it's now basically it's doubled essentially. So you would double the number of layers you have. And to me it's a little bit wild and kind of unnecessary. Like, I don't think it needs to be that hectic. The more interesting part about this will be, I don't know if I'm supposed to be separating the line art now onto its own layer. Maybe? I do want to just tweak the irises though. Because they need to be vertical. But like, you can select stuff at the same time with the symmetry tool, but you can't, like, when you rotate it, it still rotates it like its own object. And I haven't yet googled how to not have that. Yeah, but for those who know me from Instagram, this is a very big departure of the style that I draw with. I usually have a very realistic style, and I actually have been experimenting with a more like painterly, semi-realist style, but it's still like grounded in a lot more realism, and so it's interesting that we're all coming along for this journey. But it's fun, you know, like, it's fun to try new things. This will in no way, shape or form be the style that I suddenly shift to. Like, I'm not gonna suddenly start making like kind of animated, also kind of rendered anime art. That's definitely not gonna happen. No offense to like artists who do draw in that style, but it's not something that I personally want, because the whole shift over the course of this year for me has been finding a style that allows me to make an artwork in a very timely manner. And currently I cannot make anime art in a very timely manner. So here we are. We're just gonna try this out. We're gonna split it up as VTuber, and then, because I think the idea behind this was, I was like, let me make a little mascot, because I have never had one before, and then on top of that I can use this VTuber model when I stream for you guys, and we can turn her into like a space fox that draws, which I think is kind of cute. So we're gonna do that. Just want to check my reference. Because I have a reference. Oopsie. Oh, that's not what I wanted, it's this one. Yeah, I have a really cool tutorial that I'm following by an artist called Merely Rufe, who's a Chinese, I think she's Chinese, I actually might have that wrong, but she's a really cool VTuber maker, and then she did a really fantastic like quick like a cutout tutorial of all of the different pieces of the model that needs to be like cut up. So for example, you would have if you like, the character she was using was her hamster. She had a hamster, and in this hamster, it's like all of the different hair pieces, the mid hair, the back hair, the front hair, the different earpieces, all of the mouth, like all of the eye, and like the way it's separated is really, it's really good, like to find that and like learn about it. And so I recommend her tutorial. I think if you just Google beginner VTuber rig, you'll find it. But right now I think our Space Fox needs a darker line art on her chin. There we go. I am creating a doodle fox, yes. It'll be a doodle fox. Maybe we can turn her into like Clippy. She can answer people's questions. It's been so long since I've done like actual line art though. I don't think I've ever done line art. This is the question of, do I need to make I don't know if I need to make her, or like every time I tab to the reference thing, it like minimizes it for some reason. Like this, the question I'm asking is, do I need to put her little jacket on a separate layer, and then should I do a variation where she doesn't have her little jacket on, or should I just have the jacket? I don't know. Let's just do it with the jacket, and then yes, exactly, Richard. Like do we want to have like the little jacket on like always, or is it going to be like an optional? I think it can probably like come out from her little chest armor piece. Got my references how to do this. Even more stabilization for this part. I feel like that makes her chest look really squished. I think that works. No, I don't want to do both and make more work. Why would you say that? Richard the second. Everyone, there are 2 Richards in chat. One Richard is a moderator, the other one is just my friend. No offense, Richard. But as I have gone through life recently, I have found that there are actually quite a few Richards that I know. And I've just found this very funny. I think it needs to be wider. No. How do I make it that I can smush it? Is it this? But like I want to deform. How do I deform it? Scale, rotate. No? Maybe I need to press Control? Well, that's how I do that. What do you do it? Like that? I think that works. Wait, is it skew now though? Yes, it is. Oh, there's a checkbox. Okay. There's a keep aspect ratio. So I just do that because I actually just wanted to. Yay! Look at it. Look at it go. Just adding. Giving her a little bit more of a chest. It's not crazy. I'm not a huge fan of like very large chested models, as I think I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. So we're gonna give her like a little bit of a cute body. I do need to do something about her ribcage though. She currently needs a ribcage. There's so many emotes. No one wants to see your Darth Jar Jar Binks. And no, I would not make characters for Marvel Rivals. I think they would find my characters lacking, shall we say. Lacking in the sexy. Indeed, lacking is the word. I might end up shrinking her head a little bit, because I worry that she maybe looks a little too like childlike. But I will worry about that later. I do know. Oh damn, we have to make her bald. I forgot. The reference image has her as a bald person. So we're gonna do, let me just bring it up. I don't know what the shape of a anime person's head is. I mean, I do. There's usually a sphere involved. Can I draw spheres in this thing? Yes, we can make ellipses. I'm gonna assume this is fine. Yeah, but like... Can I move it? This is moving the layer. I want to just move this object. There we go. This sphere is too big. I'm going to just save in case. Yeah, you know, Doodle Fox over here out. She's coming. Oh, that has to be. Keep aspect ratio. Yes. Look at me go. If I remember correctly, how do they do anime faces again? Anime head shape. I think this is correct. It's fine. Does it need to go up more? Wait, does the circle sit on the nose? Or does it sit on the mouth? Why does no one tell you this when you Google it? According to this WikiHow, it says the circle sits on the mouth. So, I assume. But this one says the circle sits on the nose. I think it depends on how... Why won't it snap? Oopsie. No, don't do that. Wait, I can make it in the middle. To be honest, I think this is the sphere. Like, I think this is the sphere of choice. Where her sphere sits on her mouth. Wait, should it be bigger? I don't know, man. Why is this so hard? But this character's sphere sits on his nose, and this is the one we're referencing, so I'm just gonna do that. And I'm gonna shrink it a little bit. I think like there, right? And then does this look correctly bold? Should her cranium be higher? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's been a really long time, as you can see. That I've drawn in this style, so I think it's fine, right? You just bring up my... Oh no, what happened to my Mozilla? There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. Oh god, this is the sort of stuff where it's like it could come back to bite me. Like, it could. Does that look suitably bold? Like, does this look like a suitable egghead? I don't know. Also, I'm not sponsored, but for anyone who wants to pick up Clip Studio Paint because you think this looks really cool, it is 60% off currently. So definitely consider it. We're not going to do the flowers because I actually want to make a stamp of the flowers so that it's more like a little stamp. Because then I'll use the symmetry tool to make it look, you know, nice and proper. The fabric lines. I know this little bald head, this little nugget is gonna have to come out. So I'm like, do I want to just like crop it now? I think also for educational purposes, remember that you don't have to be perfect, like with your lines and stuff, because this is gonna be in motion, and so when people are watching like an in motion design, it's gonna end up being a lot like it's more difficult for them to follow like the exact, like, was this line like perfectly straight? Like, does it have a little bit of, like, for example, if you look really closely, I'm using the texture brush because it looks really cool. But if you zoom out, you would think I just used a solid line. Because remember, on people's screens, the model's only going to be about like this big, and then it's going to probably cut off at about this point, and then she's gonna be bouncing, doing cute things. Bye, Richard. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Alright, let's get back to it. Try to draw some. I'm gonna draw some hips today. The real question is, do we give her hip dips? Probably not. If I should increase the brush size. going to liquefy this a little bit. I want to pull it out. For those who are curious, we're just filling in the hip area to basically give it a bit more like dimension. And I decided to give her like, so this is the sphere layer. But so her hips will, I think the way it works is like her hip bone is like here. And then her tailbone is like here. And there's like two bones that come like this. And then the spine. I'm very good at anatomy. It's just so good. No, I joke. But like understanding the human skeleton does like kind of help with these sorts of things. But there is also the simple aspect of just like memorizing the way people look. Like that actually can go a really long way. Because our character is wearing a skin-tight suit, she will have her muscles, but then she will also have a bum. It looks very weird, but trust me, it will make sense. Because your bum does hang a little bit over. It gets a bit odd, but we just try not to think about it. I might remove it. I don't know if I am actually too sold on this. It's just every reference image I've seen has that, so I'm kind of like, I don't know. Maybe. I don't like it. It's weird. Maybe I'll add it back in later. But for now, I don't really want to see it. So we're just gonna pretend. Oh, what is this music on this playlist? This is not... I'm just gonna boop us over to this. And I'm gonna take out this whole playlist. Well, this whole album from the playlist. Please, songs. Thank you. I think this one will be nicer. gonna put a little thing. Where's the GIF? Yeah. Just put out a little story to be like, come say hi, please. This is where fun things happen. Woo! I want to see if they don't. Well, they can. I'm trying to decide if the eyes must touch, but I don't think they do. we still live? Or did the stream go down? I don't think so. Okay. I think it's fine. I think it was just on my dashboard. It just decided to glitch. Which is okay. We're learning. It's been a while since I've streamed. Re-evaluating the design a little bit, just to make sure it's coherent. Because like when you design something, you want similar shapes to be mirrored. Hello, my Bubsy. My dog has come to say hi. He wants his food. He's like, feed me, please, mother. But anyway, so when you design something, you want the similar shapes to be mirrored. So, for example, we've got this triangle shape, which is mirrored in here, which is mirrored in her pupils, and it's like, it can be more of like a diamond shape in this regard. We've got little diamond shapes like on her thing, we've got the circles, but then there's like this shape here, and I don't really know what it is, because like these are like kind of diamonds up here on her shoulders, so I'm gonna try and convert this shape down here into a diamond as well. I think I do it like that. No. Or should I maybe just... make it like, right? That's cute. And then I'm gonna make this an armor panel. We just got these little armor panels. Sorry, I bumped my mic. Okay, as thrilling as doing her legs is gonna be, I think we should move on to the super exciting part. The hair. Yay! I love hair. We don't need symmetry for this particular part. Actually, no. I do want symmetry for her bangs. I'm just gonna do it on the layer that has, although no, it has to go over. I'm just gonna duplicate this, like Control A, and just delete it there. Oh. So now we have a layer with the ruler on it, but I don't have to like set the ruler up again. This is the main reason for it, and then I'm going to turn that off. All the tiny strands. can shrink this eraser now. There we go. A little bit of a fringe done. This onto this. I think our stabilization can be go up a little bit. Do you want to make this particular puzzle? I think it would be here. I can share it with you if you want. I'll give you the playlist. And then you can I don't know, listen to it and be productive, I suppose. Nice. I mean, do you have iTunes though? Because if you don't have iTunes, then I can't share it with you. Unfortunately. It's not expensive. And also, as far as like walled gardens go, it's not the worst. Like Spotify's pretty bad. I need to label these. What's Tidal? Never even heard of Tidal. I was just gonna say I need to label my layers. Them symmetrical and asymmetrical, and then that's the body. Body. There we go, that's what she's looking like so far. Just line art wise. Cool. Clean up them stray lines. Of course it is a fancy lossless streaming provider, because you're very into that. Very cool special edition for a book just dropped. It's not a book that I would read, but it does look very cool. We do need to do you do that. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Trying to figure out how this hair will flow. Now I'm just making a layer that's going to be like the middle ground here. So we've got the front bits, which is symmetrical, the asymmetrical bits, the little moon, then this like back piece. So now I'm gonna do like all of the extra pieces around that that kind of add to the three-dimensionality of the artwork. I don't know how many hair layers I'm gonna have, but probably a lot because all of the different like sections need to be split up, so it's not just the what do you say? It's not just like the segments per se. So like how I've got the like front and the middle and the back and all of that. It's not going to be that. It's going to be like this front section is going to get split, and then this section, and then these, and like segments of this, and then like so they can all like overlap with one another. And that's gonna get really complicated really quickly. But we'll see. It should be fine. already a little bit wild. I'm a bit lost. I think the section that's going to have the most layers is actually going to be the front bangs, because I think that's where I'm going to want the most motion. Yep. So when you think about like how you're making a VTuber model, you make the whole thing, but ultimately, yeah, like you're only really gonna see like this. A little bit more. That. Even then, probably not. Probably like there. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's gonna look so cool colored though. Like I'm really excited. I'm now going to make this flower, I think. Yeah, I do have ideas for colors, like the base colors I can show you quickly. This I need to delete. This is the sphere. This can all actually go in a group. this one. So if we turn the line art off and then make this full, these are the kind of colors I'm thinking of. I'm gonna make her hair a little bit more like shades of purple rather than just like black. So it's gonna go from more like dark purple to like a slightly lighter purple. And then the little paws of her gloves are pink, like little paws. I said paws. The inside of her gloves are pink, but it's gonna look like little paws, which is quite cool. And then I do want to design what her arms look like underneath the jacket, so that I can take the jacket off if I wanted to. So we'll see. But yeah, but that's kind of what I've got. Like for colors, like my idea for colors. And then I also want to make little stars somewhere. Because she's got the little moons on her ears, but I might add some stars. Just for fun. I don't know. Purple is the best color. At least it's my favorite color. Like, I love it a lot. I'm going to make this. Where? And I need to get my rulers. Do a symmetry. Two? No? Two? Two? No? And we'll take our move object tool. We can click it, then we can go align to the middle of the canvas. And then we click this one, we align to the center. And so we're gonna go make our little flower design in the middle. It'll be quite cool. I'm gonna turn all of these off. Oh, okay, we can't. That's annoying. Oh, there we go. Nice and convenient. These stars, kind of. I actually think if I draw a circle, it'd be interesting. If I draw a circle, oh, convenient. far. Can I make them overlap like this? Make this feel a little bit more organic, like I drew it. There we go. One very cute little I'm going to do, because I want them to be perfectly symmetrical, I'm just going to put little lines where I want the different pieces of jewelry to sit, so that I can then go and line them up with those lines. As you can see, this one is not lined up. Okay. I think we can draw the ears now, which will be quite fun. And I think that might be the last thing I do before I just take a break. And then we will come back. Okay. I'm gonna make a new folder and label this ears. And then I want to go... I have a reference image that I want to quickly find. Oh. The reference for the model, like I just wanted to see the little bit of the rigging, is just insane. Like, damn. Like, they've got like individual strands, which is wild. Do some ears. Yeah, like individual strands of hair. The model was done with individual strands of hair. Just kind of wild when you think about it. I'm having to adjust the size of her head. To accommodate for the ears. No, I made it too wide. Oh. There we go. I think that's fine. Okay, so now we do some ears. They're gonna go behind this section here. They need some. Need some symmetry. The bride model, that is a great autocorrect. I like tapped away from chat for a second. We've got bride models. That's just wow. Wild. Wild. Okay. There we go. The ears done. Very cute looking. And then body bag. Take the temple off. So what we got so far. Nice little anime girl line art. Very cool. Clean this up. Thank you. I think so too. I might actually make her little neck thingy go all the way up. And maybe add a little V. Good. These need to go into the ears one on top of it. And then a new layer with a symmetry line. Moving clips. There we go. Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm gonna take a break. We did the ears. Gonna go maybe make some tea, and then I will be back in about like 10 minutes, and then we can continue. Alright, see everyone in a little bit. And we are back. Thank you everyone who is still with me. We are probably only gonna go for a little bit longer. It's already been 2 hours and 50 minutes. So I think when we hit the like 3-hour mark, like 3 hours and 15 minutes, I think we'll probably call it there. But yeah, but it's been lots of fun. So I think we can work on the hair a little bit more. And then I actually need to do some sketching on her hands. I need to actually make the hands. So yeah, let's get going. I also have a very nice cup of tea with me, but I was very sad because we ran out of honey, and I usually like to put honey in my tea, and it is now not as sweet because I decided to use the big mug that I got from Japan, but it's very big and there was only enough honey really for a small mug. I also was thinking of, like, because we're building Space Fox, we can also look into creating some emotes for her. I think that could be really cool. So we can do that as well. So emotes are you just make them as like little PNGs, as far as I know. And then if you want to animate the emotes, you can use Live 2D Cubism, which is the software that we're going to use to do all of the rigging for Space Fox. We're also going to design a little alien fox, like a baby space fox, to go with her. And then we're going to name it Orion, after my dog, which I think is really cute. Orion can have cool emotes. We can make emotes that are of Orion. I think that would be really cute. And I think he would look really cute as an emote. He's so noo-noos. He's very upset with me though, because I went into the bedroom and got my blanket, and he had been snoozing on said blanket, and I had to boot him off of it, and he was very disgruntled, shall we say. Your cat is very particular though. Mine is much less particular.
And do a quick sketch of the hands. Option 1. This will be option 2. there a way to make this? This thing? Picture? I don't know. So you can like select them, but how do I mirror a transformation? Yes, P. Okay. This needs to be... I think deleting it works. No. Let me drink my tea while I think about this. move her eyes and eyebrows up. That would. I think I'm tempted to make two versions. One where it's just her spacesuit with the little bubble wrists, and then another where it's not the sleeveless jacket, but like a full jacket. And then the sleeveless jacket as well. Just for the extra stuff.
I think we will leave that in terms of line arting for another time. And this is a sketch. And I'm actually going to go into the body and I'm going to erase the jacket, I think, for now. Actually, no, I'm not going to erase it. I'm just going to cut it. Here we go. Then, actually, I don't like these hands, so what we can then do is get our pencil out. Quite sketchy. And then I was gonna suggest that it looks like really cute. I had a reference for what kind of jacket I wanted. I quite like the little Juno jacket, but maybe like even more cropped. I was gonna do something like this. I need to turn a light on. It's very dark right now. Something like that, and then have that. Like little whip. Maybe. Like the little Juno one. It's got like the little dangly like whip things.
Like that, where it's got like the little jackets. There we go. This is very busy to look at, but I'll take the sketch away. So it's like the jacket, and then it would have the little bubble things that she would put over it. Which was quite cute, I think. Yeah, I think the high collar is cool, but I also do like her original, like just her little suit. It's very Nunu's. The more interesting one is gonna be like on side sketch. And then if we do this up again, then we just erase all of this. And you basically have that, and then you put a little games controller. Essentially. And then you have the hands. Like that. Which is very cute. And it would have the bubble on it. Thank you. I think it's very cute too. I just want to tweak this through here. Nice. But I think that's where we're gonna leave it. Label this. we're gonna leave it for now. She is coming along really nicely. Look how cute she is. And then yeah, like once we're finished with the line art, we will do rigging, which will be lots of fun. Well, I say, no, sorry. Once we're done with the line art, we will do the colors and the rendering. Then we'll do cutting, and then we'll do rigging, which will be very cool. So we'll have to see how it all goes. But I, for one, am quite excited. I think it's gonna be really, really, really pretty. Anyway, let me boop us into the final screen. There we go, everyone. Thank you so much for joining on both Twitch and YouTube. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed watching this little behind the scenes of this new adventure I'm embarking upon. And as we go on, we will develop her, we'll maybe name her, and the stream itself will change as well. I'm planning on, you know, making emotes to go with her, and also making a new stream overlay. Well, I don't know if I'd make a stream overlay, but I might look into buying one, or maybe, you know, depending on how well this goes, like commissioning one. And yeah, and then once she's up and running, we can do normal streams as well. We can do normal art streams. I mean, I'll obviously pepper them between. Nunu does have to be an emote. But we'll pepper some normal art streams in between. I've still got a really cool Critical Role artwork that I want to work on, so we can do that next week, just so that we're not like constantly working on our VTuber, so that I don't burn out as well. And then yeah, after that, I don't know if you guys are keen. I don't know how many people are watching, I'd have to double check. But I'll put a poll out on Instagram as well to see if you guys want to watch me play some video games as well, and we can test her out for video gaming. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much everyone, and I hope you have a really wonderful evening/day. Bye!